Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about measures of center. So this is all going to be a review of things that you should have learned last year, but it's stuff that we need to stay familiar with in order to continue on in our next unit. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is the mean, which is just the average. So to calculate the mean, you're going to add all the numbers. And then divide by the total. So what I mean by the total is that you are going to divide by the number of data points in your set. So in this example problem over here, we have some test scores. So to calculate the mean, I would take all of them and add them together. So I have 85, 67, 92, 50, 100, and 92 again. And I would take that sum and I would divide by 6 because I have 6 numbers in my data set. So when I do that division or that addition, I would get 486. And when I divide by 6, I would get 81 as my mean. So then we move on to median. So median is just another word for the middle number. So to calculate the median, you're going to first order your numbers from least to greatest. And then you're going to find the middle. So this is the one where you're lining them all up and you're crossing them out one by one to figure out where that middle lies within your data. So if we put these numbers in order from least to greatest, 50 is my lowest, and then we have 67, and then we have 85, 92, 92, and then 100. So they're in order from least to greatest, and now I can go in and cross them out. So I've crossed out one set. I'm going to cross out another set. And so the middle is going to be in between 85 and 92. So to calculate that middle number, you are actually going to take the average of those two numbers. So you would take 85 plus 92, divide by 2, which would give you 88.5 as your median. Okay, and then for the mode, so the mode you're looking for reoccurring numbers in your data set. So mode also means most often. So over here we're just going to say most often. And so you can have no mode. So when I say can have no, that means you might not have one. You could have one, or you could have more than one. So you just have to look. If there's nothing that's repeated, obviously you're going to have no mode for that data set. So for this one, if we look at the numbers that are repeated, we just have 92. So 92 would be our mode. Okay. And then for range, so range is just the difference between the highest and the lowest. Between high and low. So then to calculate the range, you're just going to use subtraction. So you're going to subtract the highest number from the lowest, or highest and lowest numbers. So for example, over here, the highest number we have in this data set is 100. The lowest we have is 50. So I'm going to take 100 and subtract 50, and I'm left with 50 as my range. All right, so then down at the bottom, we are looking at ways that we can use mean, median, mode, and range to compare data sets. So for the first problem, it says the table shows the test average for several students in 2 math classes. Based on the information in the table, which statement is true? So So if you read through all of these, you can see that we're going to be talking about the mean. So we need to go ahead and calculate the mean for Class A and Class B. So Class A, to calculate the mean, I would take all of these and add them together. And then when I do that addition, I get 491. And I'm going to divide by 6 because there are 6 numbers in my set for Class A. So if I go ahead and do that division, 491 divided by 6 is going to give me 81.8. Now for Class B, I'm going to do the same thing, add all of these up. I get 481, and I'm going to divide by 6. So this time I'm going to get 80.8. So if we are looking at those two means, we can see that Class A has a higher mean than Class B. So now we look down at our question. So we're looking for a true statement. So A, it says the mean for Class A is about 1.7 points higher than B. Letter B says the mean for Class A is about 1.2 points higher than Class B. C, the mean for Class B is about 1.2 points higher than Class A, and then D, the mean for Class B is about 1.7 points higher than the mean for Class A. So automatically we can rule out C and D because we know Class A has the higher mean. So now we need to look at the difference between those two means. So we have 81.8 and we're going to subtract 80.8. And when we do that, we're going to get 1.7. So Class A has a mean that's about 1.7 points higher. So A would be our correct answer. All right, so then down at the bottom, whoops, sorry. Okay, so then down at the bottom, it says Cole recorded his math and science test scores for the school year in the table. What is the difference between his median scores and in math and science? Okay, so what we are going to do here is we're going to actually calculate the median in math and science. So for math, we're going to put them all in order first. So my lowest for math is 87. Then I have 87. I have 91, 92, 92, and 93. So I'm putting them in order from least to greatest. There are 6 total numbers. So now let's look at science. My lowest would be 87. And then I have 88. And then I have 89. And then I have 90. And I have 90 again. And then 92 would be the highest. Okay, so remember when we're doing median, we want to find that middle section of the data, the middle number. So I'm going to cross these out one by one. So I crossed out one set, 2 sets, and I know that my median is going to be in between there. Let's do science real quick too. So I crossed out 1 set, 2 sets, and I know that my median is going to be in between there. So remember, if you're left with 2 numbers, you're going to take the average. This one we could do in our heads, but I'm going to go ahead and show that. So I have 91 plus 92 divided by 2, which is going to give me 91.5. And then for this one, I have 89 plus 90 divided by 2, which is going to give me 89.5. So those are our 2 medians, but then we need to look back at this question. So it says, what is the difference between his median scores in math and science? So if we are talking about the difference, we're talking about subtraction. So I actually need to take these 2 and subtract. So I'm going to take 91.5, and I'm going to subtract my other median score of 89.5. And when I do that, I would get 2 points as my difference. So 2 points would be the answer. All right, if you have any questions, make sure that you are writing them down in your WISC and on the Google form, and we will see you tomorrow. Thanks.